Morning, third morning. There's the beacon at the top. And a nice place to stay, just underneath a tree, out of the way. No cows. Watch the sunset come up. Good morning. It's about 7:30. I stayed overnight near Painswick Beacon. Probably not the best place to stay, I suppose. Fairly out in the open, which I quite like. But the cows that roam the golf course there, I just happened to bump into the farmer as I was coming up, and he was actually collecting them up, so they were disappearing at 2 in the morning. But the cows have little necklaces on that give them a little tingle if they, GPS necklaces, give them a little tingle if they wander onto the actual greens or some of the fairways. So they're free to roam, which means they're free to roam anywhere you might find a camp. But thankfully they weren't there last night, so I had quite a nice evening. Greenkeeper came out about 9 o'clock, said hello. I said, was I okay? He said, yeah. And that was that. So good night's sleep. Now making my way into Painswick itself. So cutting across the golf course again. All these warning signs saying look out for golf balls. At 7:30 on a Sunday morning is probably too early a tea time. Every day I have a day pack with food in it that performs the dual task of being my rubbish sack for overnight food and when I brush my teeth, spitting out, to leave absolutely no trace of being here. And very often you will find a bin on the way. We've reached the town of Painswick. It's a bit early on a Sunday morning, so not a great deal of traffic, but quite a nice set of little streets cars can rush down. Feels like the main high street. Certainly it's got the sort of shops from the high street. A nice start to the day. Most of the stone is weathered. A nice house here. Yeah, it looks nice and old, look at that. Over here to the middle of the road. And this is the beautiful entrance to the church. A fantastic entrance. With their words at the top. Here we are, a sign in the middle of the field saying Bath 55 miles. Obviously part of it is going that way up into the hill. On the side it says where Bath is. And the other side should be Camden. Through a little wood, pop out, and you're met with the Severn Estuary. Just got to the top of Painswick Beacon, where you can see the River Severn, Severn Estuary. Very popular place for walkers. Also for mountain bikers. There's a whole group of them that came past me and then went behind me there across all the little humps. But a lovely day. It's about 9:30. This is called the Haresfield Topograph, and it's high up, about 5 paths coming into it. It's Sunday morning, busy with dog walkers, loads of people out. This is what you come up to. It has a topographical, it's quite windy as you can see, topographical representation of what's around. Some styles are a little bit different to others. This one, effectively I had to climb over. There's no way I was getting through that gap with a back on. But it turned out to be a fantastic day. It was cold overnight, and the snacks froze a bit, but it's a great day. I met some people who maintain the Cotswold Way, thank them very much. They're just out looking at the route in small sections, checking everything, making sure the signage is right. So even in lockdown, there are people out there, or in COVID rather, there are people out there trying to make this good. Must be a regional favourite, have gates like this. Belt and braces styles. You start with one of these, and then you go into a normal kissing gate type style. Before we head through, nice vineyard. Sunny today, but stretching up the hill. I'm assuming it's a vineyard. They look like grapevines. Or of course, you can have a gate and one of these nice styles that you completely miss anyway. Then you come to a bridge and you're wondering what it was for. There's a couple of lines. Different. Quite a lot of the walk, it seems, is skirting around the side of the hills, through woods, where the trees are above you. Yeah, there's a little fairly good path, and it goes down to the valley through the trees. So quite nice. Being the autumn, the path thankfully is wide enough that you can see its path, but there are occasions when you sometimes go the wrong way. The path splits or it closes off, but it's nice to pick the leaves. A series of gliders above us. As we look out again over the reaches of the Severn. That's a couple of power stations. I think that's the first power station, that's the second one. Not sure what they're called. Came through a field with cows. Not one of them came over to say hello, thankfully. They're more interested in what they're eating, so you can never be certain with cows. But coming up to the end of the day, another 2 or 3 hours of daylight, and we'll see how far we can get. Just in the middle of shot, on top of that bush, is a buzzard. Oh, there it goes. Just coming up to the beacon at the Coley Peak. Lovely view. In fact, it says Froster Hill. Froster, I don't know. So, looking down the valley again, you obviously get a succession of these views all day as you go along the bridge. Very windy, top of Camlong Down. It's quite a steep climb up to actually get to it if you're going, I suppose it's either way, but the views out across about 2,000 but it's Cam Long Down. A really nice Sunday afternoon. I've just had a second chat with Hayley. She's an ultra runner. She caught me up, not surprisingly, but she caught me up on an 18-mile training run. Ran out ahead of me, she turned round, come back, and we had another little chat. Clearly a very talented young lady. She has a fastest known time on one of the longer walks in the UK. I apologise to her that I couldn't remember. And she's going for another one. So good luck to her. But we had a really good chat. It's quite funny that similar things for long distance runners and walkers, similar sort of things you come up against. But yeah, that was really nice. And just shows, if you get out, you never know who you meet. Coming into Dursley, big change for everything. As you come through a housing estate that clearly wasn't there when the maps were all done. Coming up the high street, I think it's left and the right, and up round the golf course. Just walking down the pedestrianised high street of Dursley. A lot of local stores as well as a lot of national names. Looks like a really good place. I think I have to go up through those woods. But, it's got its big Painswick and a nice high street. After loads and loads of pasture land and animals, we now passed through a field of crops. It's coming towards the end of the day. There are houses up on those hills. I think I've just got to get beyond those and find somewhere to camp. Just at the top of Nibley Knoll. Wasn't too much to see today, not many villages to go through. But this is a big viewpoint. Sun's going down. That's Nibley at the bottom there. And that's the River Severn. And actually in the distance you can actually see